You're watching Yoga with Marcie, and I'm Marcie. Today's video, we're going to try a little bit of a flow. We're going to see if that works for us. We will see how this goes as I'm still kind of getting back into yoga. You can see I tried to do something with the hair situation so it wasn't all in my face. We will see how that works, but let us go ahead and get started on our hands and knees and a couple cat-cows. Start in cow. Let's go into cat, making our backs concave. And kind of move in between these postures. And we'll do a couple variations as we go along. How are you all doing? How's it going? I know I'm not going to get an answer, but maybe you'll let me know in the comments. Okay, now we're going to raise our right leg up. So it's kind of parallel to the ground, more or less. I'm going to raise our left arm as well. Feel free to grab a blanket if your knee is sensitive like mine. And I grab a blanket for my left knee. So right leg is up, left arm extended. Feel free to kind of look wherever feels good for you. This is definitely good core stretch. Strengthening maybe. I don't know what muscles it's using. Okay, and come back. Do a couple of cat-cows, starting in cow. Okay, then we're going to switch sides, moving my blanket to my right knee, extending my left leg, kind of making sure I'm balanced before I raise my right arm. Wow, I'm not balanced on this side at all. It's okay. We can all be different on the different sides. So feel free to do whatever adjustment feels good for you. Whew. Okay, come back down and do a couple of cat-cows. Is anyone tired already? Just me? Okay, we'll switch our blanket back to our left side if you have a blanket. We will raise our right leg and then extend our left arm, kind of keeping our core tight. Hold here for a few more seconds. Balance is so bad. That's okay. We're gonna switch. Well, let's do a couple cat-cows. You can switch your blanket whenever, if you have one. But we'll go ahead, do some cat-cows in between. Okay, raise our left. Okay, this is the one that's so unbalanced. Is our left leg and our right arm. My left arm and wrist is just like not holding it. But that's okay, because this is just where we're learning. And clearly I am very much learning along with you. Okay, we'll get there eventually. Maybe. Come back down, do a couple more cat-cows. And we will go ahead and move our blanket out of the way. If you used a blanket, then we will get into a quick child's pose. We're going to take a few deep breaths here. Is anyone else tired already? No, just me. That's fine. It can just be a Marcie problem. I feel like all things are just Marcie problems. Okay, let us get back up on our hands and knees. Let us kind of rock back and forth a little bit. Let's kind of stretch ourselves, stretch our backs out. Kind of leaning back. And then this is definitely a good back stretch for me as well. So we'll kind of rock ourselves forward and rock ourselves back. You can kind of hold at whatever frequency feels good for you. If it feels good to go a little slower, then do that. If it feels good to go a little faster, feel free to do that. My yoga mat is already covered in dog hair. I just put it out. It's already covered in dog hair. Okay, let's make our way into a downward dog. Let's get ourselves up to standing. Into a forward fold. And we're going to also, while we're here in this forward fold, I'm just going to turn so you can see better. We're going to grab opposite elbows and kind of rock ourselves back and forth. Make sure you're kind of balanced so you don't fall over while you're doing this, but this is ragdoll pose. This one is a good back stretch as well. At least for me it is. Okay. Now let's get big arms up to stand. Okay, so let us take our mandatory water break with my matching cup. I wanted to match my outfit. So do you match your cup to your outfit? No, just me. Again, I feel like these are all Marcieisms. Just Marcie things. Okay. Take a couple deep breaths. We're going to do a little bit of arm stretching. Let's do kind of roll our shoulder back, our right one, roll our left one back, and just kind of alternate between these two. Have a little bit of a shoulder stretch, a little bit of an upper arm stretch, a little bit of a neck stretch as well. We're just kind of alternating between the two, and I'm just kind of going back. We'll switch and do it, see if we can do them forward or not. I don't know how that's gonna work, but we will see. Okay, let's see if we can do our right shoulder forward. Oh yeah, that works. Do our left shoulder forward. It feels a little more awkward for me personally, but just kind of start from the back and rotate your shoulder forward. Okay, then we're going to put our left arm across our body, with our right arm perpendicular, just to give us a little stretch. The right arm up, just making sure to stretch right here. And stay here for another breath or two. So we'll kind of shake it out, switch sides. With our left arm, or wait, yeah, our right arm cross, left arm up. I was like, which arm is the right arm? I guess does it look backwards for you? Hopefully you can figure it out. Hopefully you can figure out your left and right arm better than me. Clearly, I need to go back to school, like elementary school or something. So, okay. Shake it out. Then we'll just do 2 quick more ones where we reach our left arm overhead, do a little bend. This is a nice side stretch right here. My arm is, I know it's like out of frame. It's just up. Then you can kind of place your hand on your hip. You can place your hand down the side of your thigh, kind of wherever feels comfortable for you. And we will do the other side, raise our right arm up, lean to the left. So much pink in this room. I don't know if you can see it all. Probably not because I'm looking at some of it that's out of frame. But I really like pink, if you can't tell from my outfit. I have pink slippers, a pink rug, pink outfits, a pink cup. Okay, we're gonna do 1 more on each side. Left arm overhead, not twisting, leaning to the right. And then right arm overhead, leaning to the left. I know I'm like not doing anything with any kind of evenness or counting, but that's okay because you know this is the chaotic yoga channel. That's what I'm gonna rename it, Marcie's chaotic yoga channel, because you never know what you're gonna get here. Crazy dogs, crazy routines. You never know. Just doing a quick neck stretch, and then I'm gonna get a little more water, and then we're going to get into a little bit of flow. Okay. So let us go ahead and do a couple of sun salutations. Then we'll do a little bit of flow that hopefully I'll remember so we can repeat on the other side. So let's start off with our first sun salutation in mountain pose. Doing our arms overhead. Down to forward fold. Look up for a flat back. Back down to forward fold. Hands down and out to plank. Lower ourselves down to the ground as best you can. Raise ourselves up for cobra pose. Back into downward dog. Have our feet meet our hands. In forward fold, look up for a flat back. Back down into forward fold. And then big arms up overhead. Okay, so that was our first sun salutation. Let's do 2 more. And then we'll get into a little bit of flow. Okay. Hopefully you can remember what we just did. If not, feel free to follow along. Do your best to lower yourself down to the ground. I'm kind of getting back into this, so my lowering is a little pathetic. But that's okay, because I'm just trying my best. And I'm sure you are trying your best as well. And that's all we can do at this point, is do our best. Okay. Sun salutation number 2, done. Let's go ahead and do our last one. And then we'll go ahead and do a couple of poses in sequence. Okay. Last sun salutation. I know I can barely lower myself down. That's okay. We're not going to be hard on ourselves, okay? That's what I've determined. I hit my trusty shelf here. That's okay. Ooh, I'm sweaty. Are you sweaty? No, just me. Mandatory water break. I guess it's not mandatory. You could not drink water if you want. You can do whatever you want. I'm not the boss of you. Water break for me, though. Okay. So what do we want to do? So for a couple of our poses, if you want to use blocks, feel free to grab those. We're gonna do side angle pose, just like this, and sometimes it's nice to have a block to hold on. We'll do triangle pose, which again, if you don't wanna hold on to your shin here, you wanna have a block, feel free to grab those. I'm out of breath. Are you out of breath? No, again, just a Marcie problem. Okay, so we will go ahead and do, I'm hungry. Are you hungry? I don't know. I'm just stalling at this point. Let us go ahead and get ourselves in to downward dog. We can do that by doing a little bit of a forward fold. We can do a little ragdoll just to get ourselves started. With our hands on opposite elbows, rocking back and forth. And let's get ourselves into downward dog. See, this feels a little bit better once we've done some of these stretches, and we'll do a right leg up for dog split. Our right leg will come through. Not very well, but that's okay. Into warrior one. We will rotate our leg perpendicular to this and lean our right leg forward. Our arms out into warrior two. We're going to get into side angle pose, which is your forearm on your right leg. Or if you have a block, feel free to just keep your leg bent, but have the block right here on the outside of your leg, usually on its highest height. Just do your best you can, and then you have your left arm over like this. And then we're going to straighten our leg for triangle pose. If you have a block, feel free to put it on the outside of your leg here, or you can just rest your hand on your shin. Wow, this is a stretch on my side here. And then we're going to get ourselves into plank pose. So get our hands down here, right leg out, into plank pose, lower ourselves down to the ground, go up into cobra pose, and then back into downward dog. Okay, so who's gonna guess if I can remember all that? It wasn't that much, but still. Okay, so we're gonna do our left leg up, dog split, have our left leg go through. I know this is a struggle for me, but that's okay. Into warrior one. Just do the best you can. That's all we can do, is do the best we can. Whew. Okay, we're gonna rotate and dip our leg to warrior two. Feel free to look above at your forward hand. Okay, we're gonna get to side angle. Straighten our leg for triangle pose. Did anyone hear that crack? Hopefully not. Hopefully it didn't pick up on the microphone. And we're going to get ourselves to plank pose, left leg back, lower ourselves down to the ground, into cobra pose, get ourselves back into downward dog. Okay, I'm going to take a quick child's pose just to give myself a little break. I'm just going to try to stay up here a little bit because I think the microphone doesn't work very well when I lay down and try to talk during child's pose. Okay. What do you think? You think we can do that 2 more times through? You think so? Okay. Let's go ahead and get into it. Back into downward dog. Right leg up. Dog split. My leg is not coming through, but that's okay. Into warrior one. Rotate to warrior two. To side angle pose. Straighten our leg for triangle pose. We're going to get ourselves into plank pose. Lower ourselves down to the ground. Raise ourselves up for cobra pose. Back into downward dog. Okay, let's do left leg up, dog split. Our leg come through for warrior one. I'm tired. I'm trying though. We're going to rotate for warrior two. Just side angle pose. Straighten our leg for triangle. We'll get ourselves into plank pose. Lower ourselves down to the ground. Oh my God, I don't know if I'm going to make it. Raise ourselves up for cobra pose. Back into downward dog. Okay. Feel free to take a child's pose. I'm just sitting up like this because, like I said, the microphone does not like child poses, clearly. Okay. Oh my God, I'm so out of breath. Do you think we can do one more? I was really going to give up, but I think we can do it. Vote if we should do one more. I know. It's like, you're like, this already happened, Marcie. You can't vote. Okay. So if you don't feel like doing one more, feel free to do a child's pose or pigeon pose or just whatever stretch feels good for you. I think we're going to try to do one more. Just going to give ourselves a little break in between here. Try to catch our breath. I'm very sweaty. Are you sweaty? Very sweaty. Okay. Let's go ahead and get back into downward dog. Raise our right leg up, dog split. Pull our leg through. Actually try to get it on the mat if you can. If you can't, that's okay too. To warrior one. I'm going to rotate into warrior two. Into side angle pose. Straighten our leg for triangle pose. Get ourselves back down to plank pose. Lower ourselves down to the ground. Raise ourselves up for cobra pose. Back into downward dog. Okay. Left leg up, dog split. Have our left leg come through into warrior one. We're going to rotate to warrior two. Ow, I'm so tired. I'm trying. And to side angle pose. Straighten our leg for triangle pose. Down into plank pose. Lower ourselves down to the ground. Raise ourselves up for cobra pose. Back to downward dog. Oh my God. Who else is exhausted? Again, maybe you're like used to doing all this and you're not exhausted. Goodness. I'm gonna go ahead and do a couple stretches while we're just sitting here. So our left leg out, right knee to the side. We're just gonna bend at the waist towards our left leg. I know I'm not bending very much, but that's okay. Oh God, I'm so sweaty. Okay. Try to breathe if you can. Try to breathe with me. I have this sign that says just breathe. I was looking at it while I was facing this way doing warrior two. I was like, I need to just breathe. I'm gonna switch sides. Right leg out, left knee to the right, or to the left, I mean. Kind of get ourselves sitting up tall and bend at the waist. Okay. Even my nails match my outfit. I know you can't see, it's far away, but they do. They're like really almost exactly the same color as my leggings and my top. Okay, we're gonna do a quick butterfly. Just have with our feet together, knees kind of splayed out to the side. We're gonna try to sit up, kind of keep our back straight if we can, not like hunching over. We'll just do the best that we can. This has been a tough practice for me. Like I said, I'm very sweaty, very thirsty, very tired. I didn't realize what we were gonna do today, I guess. Well, I'm just still getting back into it, and I mean, I'm always like exhausted when we do this, so. Okay, let's go ahead and lay down on our backs. Oh my God, I'm so tired. Let's go ahead and do a couple of windshield wipers before we call it a day. Our heels close to our bottoms, with our knees pointing up, and then just have our knees fall to the left, and then switch, have our knees fall to the right, and then kind of just go back and forth, whatever pace feels good for you. Honestly, I'm surprised I'm even doing this. I'm exhausted and I'm starving. I haven't eaten lunch, so I'm very hungry. Okay, just do this a couple more times. We'll go ahead and get into Shavasana with our feet at the corners of the mat, palms facing up. Try to just relax and breathe. For me, I'm trying to get my breath back to normal, so I'm not so out of breath. I'm sure this video is just me breathing loudly to the microphone. Okay, as always, feel free to stay here as long as you like. If you're ready to go, kind of roll onto your side and use your right arm, whichever side you rolled on, to get yourself sitting up. It just helps, I feel like, to just roll, kind of roll up. Otherwise, you can just get stuck there. So yeah, that has been our yoga flow today. I hope it has been somewhat interesting to practice or watch. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and stay well, my friends.